Hello everyone, my name is Rebel40000, and I am going to be doing a Let's Play of E6, the Ark of Napishtim, for Steam. And this just came out, so I usually play on normal, but this time around I'm going to try and do Catastrophe mode. I think I'll enjoy that a little bit more. I'm a big fan of Oath and Felghana and East Origin, so I'm very used to how they play. That doesn't say that I'm not used to Ark of Napishtim. I've had the PS2 version, so I'll probably end up making quite a few comparisons while I'm playing. Now, I've already played this game, well, played the opening a few times, mostly some recording issues beforehand, so I'm probably just going to cut through this stuff fairly quick. Don't want to spend too much time with the dialogue. But I will try and go a little slow, just so you can keep up. My treat. In case you're wondering, that guy who's laying on the ground, that is us. That is the main character, Adol Kristen. Or Adol the Red, that some people know him as. Apparently he's the only person in existence that has red hair, because people make a really big deal out of his red hair. Alright, and now for the really awesome opening soundtrack, so I'll just be quiet for this. Love that opening. Love that. Love the music. I'm a big fan of the series music. JDK. I actually burn some of the music to a disc and listen to it while I'm driving in my car. That's how much I love it. Now, I find it weird that she asks if Adol understands her language. Because it's like, well, you're speaking English. So, yeah, I guess. At the exact same time, if she's supposed to be speaking another language, then it's like, how does Adol even know it? Just kind of a weird observation I made. So yeah, so that's Ord and Olha. Apparently, Adol has a strange name, despite one of them being named Ord. So, not really too sure what's up with that. So, I've actually been playing a lot of Ys games lately. In fact, I just finished playing Ys 5 for the first time. And I've actually been doing them as streams, but I figured for this one time I should try something a little different. Do a Let's Play format. I've never actually done a Let's Play before, so really hoping that I can put up something worthwhile and maybe something even a little entertaining. Make some jokes now and then, and that was Isha who just ran by the way. She's going to be running away from us quite a bit. And I'll just... Yep. We got ourselves a sword and a buckler. Very handy. Now, usually when I start off, I usually run up here and talk to Olha. But I found out the other day, while I was messing around, that she actually, well, if you try and run out the building, she'll just stop you anyway. So it's that she comes to you. I love this. The fact that you are trying to run out of the house is a clear sign that you've made a full recovery. Ah, and here's the whole backstory of the game. This is all you need to know. Adol was on a pirate ship, of course, and he fell off and got sucked into a vortex. Yeah, it's riveting, I know. The crazy thing is according to Olha, Adol's not even the first person to have done this. There are other people who have been crazy enough to get sucked into a vortex and wind up on this place. And another thing that I really love is the very first question that you can have Adol ask is her ears and tail. Not, where am I? What is this place? You know, not logical questions about that. It's, what's up with your ears and tail? And I love her response too. She's just like, aha! Those silly things. I mean, I guess I would be surprised too if I saw them, but it wouldn't be the first thing I would ask. almost half surprised. The next question is, can I touch your tail? Can I pull on it? Would you be angry if I clipped off a tuft of fur from it? So, yeah, you can ask her about all sorts of things, and she'll answer accordingly. I may just run through it all, kind of just as a courtesy thing. I've already read it all multiple times, though, so I'm not particularly interested in it. But I know that some people might be, so I'll just go ahead and do it. E6 is kind of hardcore, and for those who have played Oath and Felghana, they may know where this is going, but basically as you progress through the game, all of the NPCs have different things to say in accordance to that. I'd actually say E6 is a bit more hardcore in that regard compared to Oath and Felghana, in that it's like, even the most minor, like, progression of the plot will just cause the NPCs to say something totally different. What's even more impressive, though, is the PS2 version, because the PS2 version had full-blown voice acting. And I mean, like, literally for everything. It wasn't just for major cutscenes, but for, like, just normal dialogue like this right here. The characters would be fully voiced. And so the fact that they actually did that for every line of dialogue in a game like E6, where all of the NPCs are just constantly saying something different, is pretty impressive as far as I'm concerned. And that being said, I know a lot of people aren't very crazy about E6's English voice acting. I personally like it, though, because it's so over the top and just, I think, delightfully cheesy. And Olha is really hoping that Adol, of all people, will be able to make Ord change his racist ways. I don't know why. I'm not really too sure why Olha places so much faith in Adol, but she seems like she really does. Like, she has, like, really high hopes for someone that she found shipwrecked, like, just the other day. Barely knows the guy. Anyway, here's Silva. He's really racist. He hates your guts for, like, well, for a very good while. Whatever. I don't know if I'm... Some of the NPCs say different things if you talk to them twice, but others don't. It's kind of weird. I'm not really too sure why that is, like why some do and some don't. I don't know if I'm going to be that thorough, though. So yeah, so she's a twin. Her twin's like inside this house here. So, go in here. Let's talk to all of them. At the very least, we can be introduced to the NPCs. It's nice. It's nice world building, I think. And see, she calls Adol gullible. Which, you know, she's not the first person. Like, a lot of people make a comment on how gullible he is, and, I mean, I guess he is. But at the same time, he's also fully capable of kicking your ass. So it's kind of like, not recommended. Yeah. So if you haven't guessed by now from the dialogue, is that you're not very popular with the locals. They don't like you. and it's really just because you're an Arisian, or human. I'm just going to be calling him human, because I don't feel like saying Arisian over and over again. So they just don't like you because you're human. Simple as that. And this guy's a drunk. And the first question he asks is, "You drunk too?" Crazy Arisians. At least he doesn't judge you. It's probably not a good thing, though. I think he's the only guy who doesn't, like, openly discriminate against you. This dude, Seblo. Or Sablo. Seblo. Alright. So this guy, he's kind of what I mean. He says, "Ooh, who are you?" And then you talk to him a second time. "Ooh, who are you?" Okay. I always like this NPC. She's basically the klutz of the community. And if you keep talking to her throughout the game, you find out, like, all of her crazy shenanigans. That she's, like, breaking all of this stuff and fails at the most simple of tasks. So, she mentions a Kevin, and in case you were wondering, Kevin is a human. So we're not alone here. We do have one other human pal. Yeah, she just says the same thing. And here he is, good old Kevin. I like him because in the PS2 version, he's voiced by the guy who did Krillin's voice in the Ocean dub, I believe it was called. So I just immediately associate him with Krillin. So he's a vendor. He sells you stuff. Now, when I first played the Steam version, I was a little confused because it seemed like he didn't sell as much as he should have. And that's when I remembered that I'm playing on catastrophe mode, so there's not really any consumable items, because that's what he would sell. He would sell this armor, which I don't have enough money for. Hard leather. And he would also sell, like, some herbs and antidote. But because I'm playing catastrophe mode, he doesn't have those items available because I'm incapable of using them. So he just sells armor. And I have no idea why that mouse cursor appeared on the screen. Especially since my mouse cursor is on my other monitor. I'm running a dual monitor setup. So anyway, we talked to everyone. Let's head on out. Oh, and there's Isha. Hi, Isha. Bye, Isha. Alright. Now, I'm not sure if this is a glitch or what, but there's supposed to be an NPC right here. His name is Largo, and he's supposed to spawn, like, right here. And for some reason, he doesn't show up until you, like, exit and re-enter the screen. But it can't be from the village. It has to be from one of the 2 other exits. So we'll just go this way, kill some monsters because it's good experience. Like, really good experience. Murder those schmucks. Go down here, because there's a couple more NPCs. They're the kids. And they're scared of you too. And there's a fat kid. I like what he says because it sounds like Adol's like almost like a bully. Like he finds Adol to be really imposing. And I never gotten that impression from Adol whatsoever. Ooh. That ain't good. Oh, and I just leveled up. Killing these guys is pretty good experience. And I don't want to get hit by these plants. These plants inflict poison on you. And in this version, because there's no antidotes that you can consume on your own, you have to wait for an enemy to drop an antidote. It's like that right there. It's kind of annoying. I kind of feel like Xseed didn't really take poison or just status effects in general into account very well. Because, if I recall correctly, Othin, Felghana, and Ys Origin did not have any status effects. Like Ys 6 does. So it's... this whole catastrophe mode thing just, I think, kind of throws that out of whack, but it shouldn't be too big of a deal. Maybe. Anyways, here's Largo, the guy who didn't spawn for whatever reason. Now, Largo, in the PS2 version, if you asked him for advice, he would actually, like, go into, like, a huge breakdown of how the controls worked. Which is kind of funny to listen to him talk, because, again, it's fully voiced. Because he actually, like, says the buttons out loud, so he'll be like, press the square button, or press L2, or whatever. Actually, I don't think you used L2 or R2 at all in the PS2 version. But yeah, he'd say something like that. Press the square button to attack, or press X to jump. And it sounded kind of silly. And I wasn't really paying attention when I asked him about the dangerous places, but if it's what I'm thinking of, he, like, mentions the really dangerous area for you to go to, and he, like, tells you exactly how to get there, and even is like, well, we have a barricade up, but you can just jump over it if you'd like. And I'm all, wow, what kind of protector are you? Do you tell that to all the little kids in your village too? Like, yeah, you know, there's this place that's really dangerous. Here's how you get there, and here's how you get around the barricade we set up. And he's right, you can... I mean, if I want to, I could go there right now and jump over it, and I would die if I got hit by any monsters, like, immediately. It wouldn't even be like, oh, 2 hits. It'd be like 1-hit death. I wouldn't even be able to kill the monsters. But yeah, backtracking a little bit on the poison thing, I can actually see poison being really fatal in catastrophe mode, just because if you're poisoned and you're really low on health, you either A, need an enemy to drop an antidote, or be near like a save point. Or maybe level up. I'm actually not entirely sure if leveling up removes status ailments, though. I'd have to test it to be sure. I hate those boar enemies. Anyway, here's Ord, who, that's what our objective was, by the way, to look for Chief Ord, which we now just completed. Yay!